It's bourbon time.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Bourbon Study.
This week we are celebrating the 30th anniversary of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Yes. April 19th. I know I brought my little guys out of my little. I brought a morpher. It's in the buckler. To the thing. It's a whole like. Excuse me.
Oh.
Billy's voice. This is from Hasbro, this one. I didn't bring my original 93, but I've got every version of this power morpher that there is. But enough bragging.
Enough bragging about your toy collection. No, sir, I didn't see you playing with your dolls.
Yes, but Netflix is, if you don't know or you're not familiar, Netflix is about to air an exclusive. It's about an hour long. I haven't seen it as of recording this, but it is called Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always, and it is a 30th.
The trailer looks amazing.
Yes, it's very.
Even if it's just like an extended version of that, I'll be happy.
It looks emotional because it looks like we're going to get an in-universe dealing with what happened to Trini because obviously Chu Trang in real life passed away sadly.
But that's supposed to be her daughter in that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're going to have like Trini's daughter in it. We've got Billy coming back. We've got Zach. It looks like we've got Rocky, Kat, and then a little cameo by Adam and Aisha as well, which is super fun.
So
and then a Robo Rita.
It's spanning some of the.
I feel like it's spanning seasons. Basically all. Yeah, because Mighty Morphin was like 3 seasons. It took place over 3 years. But like what's crazy is there was like 60 episodes each season. So there's a lot of
like
Mighty
CW
Morphin Power
show.
Rangers. Oh my God, yeah. Jeez. It's more than Riverdale. But
episode 100. We're still on the first
Still
season.
on season 1, yeah. But so it's very exciting. It looks like we got a little bit of a higher budget, but we got some returnees. And who didn't grow up watching Power Rangers? And if you didn't,
right after school,
great time.
You come
oh
home
my God, yeah.
And you're like, it's morphin time.
I still remember.
My dad makes English muffins and says it's morphin time to the toaster to this day.
Really?
Yeah.
Why English muffins?
Because he's like English morphins. It's
oh my
morphin
God!
time.
I've just fallen in love with your father, and here we are. This was the thing that would.
You wouldn't be the first. You won't be the last.
I wouldn't be the first man, and I won't be the last. Sorry, Lee. I hope you don't watch this. No, but it's funny because my mom will always be like, "Is that Billy? Is that Kimberly?" Like she knows them all by name, and she'll be like, they're my age, right? But I remember like showing my mom what Power Rangers was because it was on. You're right, it was on after school, but it was also on in the morning too. Mm-hmm. Like when it first came out, and I remember like the preview, and I remember going like, "Mom, this is what I want to be for Halloween." And who knew like 30 years later, multiple tattoos later, we'd be here doing this.
Guessed.
Yeah, still on the air too, which is crazy. So we thought we've got to make a drink because we're going to watch that special.
Yep.
We think you should watch that special because like Jill said, if it's anything like that preview,
yeah, it would be amazing.
It's going to be emotional, exciting. The juice bar's in it. Oh my God, I can't. Rita, they've got Barbara Goodson reprising the role of Rita, and then also Richard Horvitz is also who voiced the original Alpha 5 is back too. So it's like, and I feel like there's probably going to be like one more exciting thing, right?
Yeah, there's definitely going to be, I think probably at least one, maybe two, like
surprises or something. Yeah, so that's why I'm like in that mode where I'm like, I'm excited, but I don't want to know anything else about it, right? Like,
all right, well,
so
let's make drinks.
Let's do it. Then. So this drink is going to be an ode to my favorite Power Ranger growing up, which was Billy, who is basically what it looks like. It looks like Billy and Zach are going to be the leaders of this new.
Billy was my favorite
anniversary.
Too. Aside from, obviously, like the female
Kimberly,
characters, you're like, yay.
Kimberly, they were all great.
Billy
Honestly, they were all of them were great.
Look at Steve.
But that's the thing. Billy was cool because Billy was like the nerd who could also be the Ranger.
But he's buff and he's like doing the.
Billy had the ultimate geek to chic storyline. When Billy lost the glasses and then he had the like tank top
Superman and Clark Kent.
You were like, it was like. We decided we were going to do a little drink, an ode to, we've got both Billy and Zach down here, but we're going to do a little ode to our favorite Blue Power Ranger, Billy Cranston. So let's do it.
Yeah, so what you said you wanted it to be fun.
Yeah.
But sophisticated.
Because I feel like Billy is sophisticated, but he knows how to have like a good time. And
so this is based on a planet that he went to.
Billy. So if you're not familiar, Billy's storyline ended with him going with the Aquitar Rangers, which are the alien rangers that showed up at the end of season 3 and the Power Rangers had turned to children. They had to come in and help, and they met them then. And then in Power Rangers Zeo, Billy left the show because of like a whole thing where like he ended up aging, like behind the scenes. Sadly, David Yost went through some pretty awful things, but David Yost at that point had been on the show the longest. It was him and Jason David Frank.
And look at him now.
But like, I think,
he's back in his prime.
Oh my God,
right
yeah,
now.
I can't wait to see. So up to that point, he'd been the longest running cast member, and I feel like he didn't get the respect he deserves. So I'm just so happy to see him coming back to this, to the franchise, to the fans, and so. We wanted to do a drink that honored him, the character, and so we were doing a drink called Aquitar, because that planet was like an ocean planet. They were all sort of like fish-oriented.
But also that's
like,
kind of like the point where he grew up in the show.
Yeah,
That's the like retire, get your cocktail on the back porch.
Exactly, that's a great way to put it. So we wanted something that looked like fun, reminded you of being out at the beach, at the ocean, sort of a thing. So
we're going to be we're going to use Brothers Bond for this today. This is an 80 proof, very light color. This is the important part, is that you want to pick a whiskey that is light in color, because if you pick something too dark, it will impede the blueness.
Yeah, I also think Brothers Bond is like a nice nod to like Zach and Billy being like back together.
Of like the brotherhood of being
a Power Ranger. Yeah, once a Ranger, always a Ranger.
Always a Ranger. So we're gonna do 2 ounces of the Brothers Bond. Of course, since we're putting a lot of other.
I think you're just gonna kick it. That's a lot of bourbon.
You've been holding on to that joke?
Yeah, I have. I was waiting for you to pour that out. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do 2 ounces of bourbon. Going to do a ½ ounce of Italicus.
Yes, which is also a very light in color liquor, borderline clear. I mean, it kind of is clear. It's got like a little yellow tint, but like very light.
Very slightly.
Yeah.
Mostly clear.
But it also gives it sort of that earthy...
herbal component, yes. Then we're going to do just a ¼ ounce of creme de violet.
Yes.
This is a very floral component, but where with the Italicus and the syrup, it kind of like dials it back a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like this is...
It can be very overpowering. So like it's kind of like vermouth.
Yeah.
Very light-handed.
You can always add more. You can't take it out. But what's great about this is it's giving me very like Billy is like villain. Remember those like the VHSs where they all were fighting off against a specific monster?
Yeah.
Billy fought off against Madame Woe, who was like, her costume was all like white and blue, and I feel like this is very representative of like Madame Woe.
Naturally,
like,
yep. Of course, we need blue stuff.
Yeah.
Blue curacao. We're gonna do 1 ounce of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we are going to do. There's a lot of ingredients.
There are a lot of ingredients.
A little dash of lavender bitters, just to complement the creme de violet.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do some fresh squeezed lime.
How much of the lime is that?
So you're gonna need a ½ ounce.
½ ounce of the lime.
Total. So usually about a half of a lime is that much. All right, and then we are going to do a ½ ounce of simple syrup. So 1 pump if you have the little pump.
Perfect.
And then, of course...
we do a little Mighty Morphin shake.
Do a little Mighty Morphin shake.
So the bad guy in this...
This is when I'd be like, hiya! And jump over a rock.
I mean, just imagine it here. Ready? I'm going to kick over your head. Okay, I only got up to the shoulder. Yeah!
Barely up to the shoulder.
Hold on. Yeah! God, they can do it, and they're 20 years older than us.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But I like these glasses you chose for the drink.
Yeah, so these are, I call them a balloon coupe.
Your ice is a little, sippy. Hydrating.
I'm hydrating. I had a ball ice, but I gave you the really nice looking one.
I love a good ball.
You do love a good ball. I call these a coupe balloon.
Because they were a little shorter. I had a little test earlier. But I feel like they were very representative. Like, do you remember in the original series, they had like the viewing globe? They always had to go to the viewing globe. And I feel like that's kind of like a nice homage to that.
And then also, just to like
give it that
zazz it up,
yeah.
We're going to just use some of this flake sea salt.
Right on top, right on the ice cube
Right
there.
on the cube. That way you get kind of the smell of the sea when you're drinking it.
So it'll give it that ocean feel.
Yeah.
So here we go. Billy always says more phenomenal.
More phenomenal. Get some Mighty Morphin's pizzas.
What? Mighty Morphin. Oh, because your dad. Okay, I was like, that's Ninja Turtles. What?
It's nice, and at first the smells. I feel like you get the floral on the smell, but then the citrus on the palate.
You know what's really nice about this?
And a little vanilla
I was
flavor.
just going to say, it's actually surprisingly like a little... With all these ingredients, it's very balanced, very well balanced, not tart at all, not overly sweet, not like it's a very it's a sipper. Not a sipper, it's a dangerous drink.
It's a danger.
It's a dangerous drink.
Danger. What would Alpha say?
Ay. Billy would say more phenomenal, or he'd say affirmative, or...
I think that the salt, you kind of get it right at the end, and you're just kind of like,
Yeah.
It's like when you have salt on a little toast with butter.
It gives you a nice, not to be too cheesy, the waves.
Yeah.
You get a nice little wave of this drink.
And you can smell it.
Yeah.
50% of what you taste is how you smell.
I'm not going to lie. I feel like for a drink that we threw together today, this is one of my favorite drinks we've made in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we had a happy accident here. Not a happy accident. I think you're a very proficient bartender.
I think that I'm getting better.
Yeah. It's actually...
I did watch Drink Masters, so I think I took some notes on
Suzu is really giving us... This is a very Suzu drink,
It
though.
does feel like a Suzu sort of a palette.
I
a lot
really
of
think...
stuff comes together.
Because we tried it originally with Blue Curacao, the Violet, the Bourbon, and I think the addition of the Italicus really kind of mellowed it out. So I think that was a really nice...
Because I love creme de violet, but it is very it's soapy almost if you use even the teensiest.
Yeah, I feel like you can. It's like what you said. It's one of those things you can really taste it when it's in a drink. So sometimes I'm very because this is a very common used liquor in gin drinks. So it's always, and I'm I don't know, because I feel like people use too much and it overtakes the gin. Whereas I know you don't like gin, but I like to taste the gin, so it's But I think this is a drink worth tasting whether you like Power Rangers or not. And if you don't like Power Rangers, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I would say of all the blue drinks we've made and of a lot of the blue drinks I've tried at various bars, this one is the most
This one's shocking. Yeah, that's why I'm it's pretty surprising to me,
Typically, it's throw in some pineapple juice, some blue stuff, some vodka. There's your blue drink.
Well, and it's funny because I even said to you where I was I want to do one where we honor Billy, and you were well, we haven't done a blue drink in a while, and I was thinking I don't really want a blue drink because I'm thinking I don't want this tart, this blue curacao
Fruity,
heavy drink, and I'm ugh. But this one is I could have
floral,
5 of these.
Vanilla, it would go very well with some stir fry.
Oh, yeah.
Or some sushi.
Something to have while watching a thing. Something from the juice bar, Ernie's.
From the juice bar.
And so you'll have to give it a try. Let us know what you think. If you watch the special, we obviously want to know your thoughts as well. I'm ready for these surprise elements I'm hoping that we're getting from this. So
I'm certain.
I am excited beyond belief. I cannot wait to watch it a million times over and over again and be so annoying about it all. Every single Easter egg, everything, because it's already I did that with the trailer where I broke it down.
The shape of some rock from 1996.
Well, what's going to be crazy is that a lot of people I don't think know that Power Rangers, when it started, was shot in California until Disney bought it. And so from Power Rangers Ninja Storm on, it was filmed in New Zealand. And then when Saban bought it back after RPM, it remained in New Zealand, and now Hasbro owned it, and it still remains in New Zealand. So it's filmed in New Zealand. So everywhere that they're filming that's Angel Grove is rebuilt sets, new places, new settings that they're making look like the old places. So that scene where they're in the juice bar, we're you shouldn't come here. They rebuilt that set. So that's what, and obviously they built a new command center and stuff like that. But that's something that I'm I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be cool. And I do look forward for those legacy tie-ins with other series that kind of maybe will pop in or something like that, because I can already see some in the trailer that make me excited.
Do a little Time Force, do a little Dino.
That's what I'm saying. Give me a little bit. Well, the rumor is that Billy might be guest starring on Cosmic Fury, which starts on Netflix in the latter half of this year. So I'm very If Billy's on that too, I'll lose
What
my
I'm
mind.
hearing is all good news on the Power Ranger front.
Right now, it feels like there is good news, so I'm happy to celebrate. You'll have to let us know if you watch it. If you want to help keep us in our drinking habits, you can visit our Patreon, patreon.com/.
The Bourbon Study.
And on there, we do some like fun tastings, live streams, R&Ds, that sort of stuff. And if you like the video, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave us some comments. And until then, until next time,
It's Morphin.
it's Morphin time.
Cheers.
Discovering voices, building worlds. The Ampliverse.